Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my channel, Surviving My Cancer, Stage 4, triple negative breast cancer survivor, 5 years clear. So today I'm going to be talking about what supplements I took. And there was quite a list. When I went through my diagnosis and was going through chemo, I did tons and tons of research about different supplements, different vitamins, things they were using in overseas countries, the Asian countries, for example, and I compiled a list of supplements that felt really, really good to me. I had this really strong feeling that I just had chosen something great. I'm big on intuition. So today I'm going to be sharing with you what my list was. I want to make it perfectly clear, I am not a doctor. I am not recommending you take these. I've had a lot of people ask me what I take, and I'm happy to share. But you must go and seek medical advice from your doctor before you take anything, especially as some of the things on my list are known to meddle around with your chemo, such as vitamin C. So you don't want to be taking those if you're in the middle of treatment. And I will not be sharing dosages or anything like that. I took a lot of them. I researched the amounts myself and took what I felt was right, but I'm not going to be recommending dosages to any of you guys. You need to go and see your doctor, check with them and see what they think, if you can take any or all of these, and go from there. Definitely don't be self-administering anything, even if it's only vitamins. Subscribe, go hit the red button below, and also hit the bell, and that will give you notifications every time I upload a new video. So number one in my supplement list was turmeric. Now you must have all heard about turmeric. It's got a huge following, especially over the last few years in relation to cancer. I know in India, if you read about this yourselves, you'll find this out. They have the lowest incidence of colon cancer in the world over in India, and they cook with turmeric all the time and ingest large quantities of this. So, you know, turmeric has a lot of benefits associated with cancer. So it's certainly number one on my list and something I took a lot of. Now, it's a natural anti-inflammatory, and I also took a lot of supplements that boosted the immune system, because this is an incredibly important thing, especially when you're going through chemo, because your immune system gets such a beating, and if your immune system is down, you have nothing to fight back with. You're going to catch every cold and illness that's around and probably end up neutropenic and in hospital like I did all the time. So you want to make sure that you're taking anything you can, eating right, to actually boost your immune system. So turmeric is very high in anti-inflammatory compounds called curcuminoids. Curcuminoids are positively associated with many diseases and have many benefits. And the important thing to remember when you're taking turmeric, and there's different forms of turmeric you can take. You can get it in powder form, you can drink it as a tea, you can take it as tablets or capsules. I personally took the capsules. It's not easily absorbed into the body, so you must make sure if you're going to purchase turmeric, you get a very good quality one, and it has to include in the ingredients black pepper. So black pepper, also known as BioPerine, which you'll probably find in the ingredients list, helps it absorb into your body. And the other way you can get it absorbed into your body is by taking it with fats. So this would mean when you're having your turmeric, you take it with some nuts. Cashews, for instance, with a higher fat content, avocado. Use it in your cooking with some cooking oil, or anything with good fat. You don't want to be having a whole lot of McDonald's or anything with it. That's defeating the purpose. But you need to ingest fat with it to get it to absorb into your system, because it is not naturally absorbed. So I always made sure when I was taking my tablets, I had some avocado, I had some nuts with it, or some form of fat there that's a healthy fat. If you're drinking turmeric tea, you can get some coconut oil that you mix in the tea, just a tiny little bit, and that will help you. Otherwise, just drinking turmeric tea, it won't actually be absorbed into your body itself. So do make sure it must have the black pepper or the BioPerine in the ingredient list, and you want to get hold of a good quality turmeric. Number two on my list was curcumin. Now this is actually the active ingredient in turmeric. A lot of people choose to take one or the other. I actually elected to take both. I took turmeric and I took curcumin. So I was taking quite a bit of both of them. I would take capsules in the morning and in the evenings, and I'd take quite a few of them. So I was having quite a lot of that. I got a very high quality curcumin tablet. I opted to take tablets purely because I was taking so many. It was just a lot easier for me just to swallow the tablets and be done. But I also put curcumin and turmeric in my cooking, and I would recommend you do that as well. Just add it into everything you cook. It's an easy way to get your quantities up there and to ingest it. Again, remember to use your black pepper and your fats with it. A little bit of cooking oil, a little bit of pepper. So with the curcumin, it blocks the anti-inflammatory pathways, and it's actually associated very highly with preventing cancer. There are a lot of studies going on with curcumin, have been over the last few years. They're still ongoing, and there is evidence that it actually can stop tumor growth and stop it spreading. So I think it's a very harmless thing to take. You can't come to any harm from taking curcumin. It can be used in your cooking. It's easy. So really it's something that is very easy to implement into your diet. Again, just check with your doctor before you start taking it, especially if you're on treatment at the moment. Just make sure that it's not going to have any adverse effects on your treatment. The thing with curcumin, just as with turmeric, it is not easily absorbed into the body, so you will need to have it with black pepper or with fats, exactly the same as the turmeric. So the easiest thing to do there, again, look in your ingredient list, find a very good quality curcumin tablet, and make sure it does have the BioPerine listed in the ingredients, which is the black pepper. Also, you can choose for an added boost. I used to do both. Choose it with the black pepper in the tablets, and I would also have it with an avocado and some nuts, things like that, just to give it an added boost and make sure it's absorbed really well into your body so you're getting the full benefits. Number 3 on my list is vitamin C. Now, this is really, really important that you don't start taking vitamin C if you are in the middle of treatment. It can cause problems with your chemotherapy, so ensure that you check with your doctor or oncologist or both before you start taking vitamin C. I started taking high quantities of vitamin C when my chemo was over. I was completely done with my treatment, and at that stage I started taking the vitamin C. I took quite high doses. I got a very good quality vitamin C. I took it in tablet form, but I was also eating a lot of citrus fruits, fresh vegetables, and that's a very good source of vitamin C. So with something like vitamins, you're always advised, any doctor will tell you this, get as much as you can from your fresh produce, your fruit and your vegetables, and supplement where you need to by getting some good vitamin tablets. But citrus fruits and other fruits, capsicums or bell peppers, especially the red ones, very high source of vitamin C. So always goes for those type of foods first. Broccoli is a good one, another one for vitamin C, but you'll always get very good quality vitamins from your vegetables and from your fruits. Studies have actually shown that vitamin C has properties that are toxic to cancer cells. So you may have heard of this high dosage intravenous vitamin C you can get, where you go and sit there and they put the drip in your arm and it's vitamin C and they give you high doses. I looked into getting this after my treatment, but it was very, very pricey back then, and I just didn't have the money to be doing that. It was hundreds of dollars a pop. So instead I opted to get the tablets and take, reasonably high dose of that and go that route instead. But yeah, that's very popular around. So it has been linked with that. There are still ongoing studies with it, and it can have some positive effects in your general health as well. There's also evidence that high doses can actually affect the stem cells and how they grow. So interesting to see down the track what comes of that research, because it's still ongoing. Number 4 on my list is reishi mushroom. Now this is very interesting. When I was doing my research, I was really interested in what they were doing in other countries, i.e. Asian countries, China, Japan, Korea, and they're all using supplements that we're not using over here as part of their therapy. And sometimes they're using the reishi mushroom in conjunction with chemotherapy, and they found it to have no adverse effects anything with the chemo. So I decided to take reishi, and I was taking it during my chemo. I was taking it. I do not recommend you do that without consulting your oncologist. That was my decision to do that. Check first. But I was taking the reishi, and I was taking quite a lot of it. So with the reishi mushroom, it's very good for immune system, anti-inflammatory. It's got a lot of positive benefits. I would suggest you read up on it. A lot of things to do with stress relief. So the reishi mushroom supports and enhances your immune system, has positive effects as an antioxidant. It helps with detoxifying the liver. It can aid with sleep. It can promote strength and endurance. There are places online, of course, you can buy reishi. It's become very popular in the last few years. Make sure you're getting a good quality product. And again, check with your doctor before you start taking it. But this is one of the main things I took, and I did, along with the turmeric, curcumin, and vitamin C, I took a lot of the reishi. Now, when I first found out about it, my mother was doing some research, and she came across an article with a gentleman that had chronic arthritis, and he'd had surgeries, and he was in really, really bad pain, especially in his knees. And in the article, he was mentioning how he stumbled across reishi and how he was taking the reishi supplements, and the pain levels just all but disappeared, and how well he was doing on the reishi. And she thought that sounded interesting and started looking it up. And when she delved further into it, she found out what they were using it for over in China and over in Korea, and the benefits it had associated with cancer in those countries. And that's what made me decide to actually purchase the reishi and start taking the reishi. Number 5 on my list is olive leaf. So again, there are many benefits with this. It's very good for boosting immunity. It is very good for anti-inflammatory. It can lower blood pressure. It can support weight loss, and it can lower cardiovascular risk. So it's got a lot of positive benefits there. You can take it as a tea, you can take it as drops, or you can also take it in tablet form, which is again what I opted to do purely for the convenience. So number 6 on my list is echinacea. Echinacea has a lot of positive benefits as well. It's something you've more than likely heard of. A lot of people take echinacea when they get cold or flu, and I myself take it whenever I come down with a runny nose, and it seems to knock it off fairly quickly. It's very good for immune system and inflammation. It can help regulate blood sugars. It can help lower blood pressure. It can help manage anxiety. There's a lot of benefits associated with it. However, the echinacea in some studies was shown to cause a bit of problem with chemotherapy. So do not take it as with anything else unless you've checked with your doctor and or oncologist. Again, these are things that I took. It was my experience and my decision to take them. As I've said with everything I've mentioned, you must get medical advice. Echinacea can be taken in a few different forms. You can get it in drop form, you can take tablets, or you can also use it as a powder and add it to food. Again, as with everything else, I opted for the tablets. I just found those easier. Although I had a pile about this big every morning, I just found it easier to take the tablets. But I know some people find it hard to swallow a lot of tablets, in which case adding it in with your cooking perhaps in tablet form, or the drops would certainly be a lot easier. So number 7 on my list is vitamin D. This is a very important one. We need to all make sure our vitamin D levels are healthy. Vitamin D is essential to help the body absorb calcium. This is very important and necessary for healthy bones. It also supports the immune system, the nervous system, and the muscles. Now, research shows that lack of vitamin D is linked to higher risk of breast cancer in women. Now, interestingly enough, around the time I was diagnosed, it became apparent that I was chronically deficient in vitamin D. I really recommend that everyone go out and get a blood test from your GP. Make sure that you are in the higher range of normal. Now, most GPs will tell you if you're within the normal range for your vitamin D levels, that you're fine. You don't want to just be within the normal range. You want to make sure you're in the upper level of normal, because you can barely scrape into that normal range by the skin of your teeth and be on the very, very brink of being out of it. So you want to make sure you're in the upper range of normal when you get your vitamin D results, especially all you ladies out there, or gentlemen. Some men get breast cancer as well, of course. Especially if this diagnosis applies to you, make sure your levels of vitamin D are optimum. If not, you need to be taking some form of vitamin D. Now again, don't take anything without consulting your doctor. I took vitamin D tablets because I had the deficiency, but it's important to make sure that you're maintaining those levels anyway. Vitamin D can also be sourced or gained through good food and through sunlight. So you don't need to go out and lay there and cook like a lobster. 10 minutes of mild sunlight a day is all you need to get good vitamin D into your system. Number 8, magnesium. Now magnesium is, along with the others I took, known for its anti-inflammatory properties, which is, what I was looking for. Also, for me, on a personal level, magnesium is linked with improvement when you suffer from migraines. I've had a very bad issue with migraines my whole life. It started in my late teens. I get the aura migraines where I get the flashing lights around my eyes, and then I get tunnel vision, and even if I close my eyes, I can still see the flashing. Following that, I get nauseous, and then I get the shocking headache, which knocks me out for quite a while. So the magnesium for me was one, because of the anti-inflammatory properties, and two, because of the migraines. Magnesium, though, can have some problems, though, if you take it with your chemo. So again, I say this with every supplement I'm mentioning: must seek medical advice. Don't just go and self-administer any of these things. But magnesium also has other benefits for health. It improves type 2 diabetes. It can also help with anxiety and stress. So, a lot of benefits, but can also cause problems. But for me, this was something that I took, and they're the reasons why. Number 9, zinc. Zinc regulates immune function, and it is also very good anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. And the immune function was very, very important, because as I mentioned earlier, along with the chemo and everything else, your immune system is going to be pummeled, and it's going to be pummeled badly. So you want to do things with a healthy diet and anything you can to boost your immune system. So a lot of foods can supply a very good source of zinc as well, and these can include fish, eggs, legumes or beans, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, these types of foods. So also incorporate those into your diet. Foods rich in vitamins and zinc, all types of vitamins, are always welcome and should be incorporated into your diet, especially if you're going through something like chemotherapy. Number 10 is spirulina. Research shows that spirulina may have very strong anti-cancer properties. This is ongoing, this research, but what I read about the spirulina was enough to make me decide to add it to my supplement list, and I took it daily. You can get spirulina in different forms. It comes in tablets or powders. I again took the tablets. Spirulina naturally comes from fresh water sources such as lakes or rivers, but what we buy in health food stores is obviously farmed spirulina. It's extremely high in nutrients, and it has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So along with the anti-cancer properties, it's also very good for regulating blood sugars, lowering blood pressure. It's good for muscle strength. So spirulina is a very good health supplement. Number 11 is ginger. Now ginger is a natural cancer fighter. There is a lot of research surrounding ginger and the positive effects it has on cancer. Ginger may also be linked to reducing side effects of chemo, and it is often widely used as an anti-nausea. Ginger is a powerful antioxidant. However, there are some drug interactions associated with ginger. So along with everything else, add it to your supplement list. If you're interested in taking ginger, it can have tremendous benefits, but you must seek medical advice before taking it, especially if you are on treatment. So ginger, like other things, comes in different forms. It comes in a powder, it comes in tablet or capsule form, and you can drink it as a tea. I took the tablets. As I've mentioned, found it easier just to stick them all down and take them, but it can be also added to cooking. Getting the ginger root is probably the most natural and organic way of incorporating it into your diet, and just add it to your meals when you're cooking. So it's important to mention, along with this supplement list, I followed a very careful diet. It was rich in anti-cancer foods, so I'll be doing a video on that very, very soon, exactly what I ate and how much I ate, including my juicing and everything else. So that has a huge part in it. You also need to exercise. It's very hard when you're not feeling well to exercise, but try and do what you can when you can. It's very important to stay as strong as possible. You need to be getting a lot of sleep and quality sleep, and you need to be drinking a lot of water. Please pop down and hit the subscribe button, and also click the bell. You will get notifications of every video as I post it. So that concludes my supplement list. This is everything I personally took on a daily basis throughout this journey. I'm not saying it cured me. I think it certainly would have helped. I believe it helped. So the most important thing is to stay healthy and have a very balanced, healthy, nutritional diet. Supplements can certainly help with that, but they're not the be-all and end-all. And they're no good taking them alone without a healthy, balanced diet. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon.